Hey everybody, welcome back to the Storytime channel. My name is Steven, and let's get into our stories of the day. I can't sell you this animal. So just before Christmas, I got two little rats who are my absolute life. I spend more money on treats and toys for them than I do food for myself. They came from my local pet store, and it also happens to be where I go for most of their stuff. I made an effort to learn as much as I could about my animals before I got them and carried this on after getting them. At this point, I know how to handle and deal with them more than the staff there do. They only get basic handling training, it's not their fault. So sometimes the staff ask me questions that can help them in the future. Mid-lockdown, I went in to grab some food and bedding for my two boys when I was pulled to the tank of rats with two boys in it. I had handled the boys already when they were little before the lockdown. That was about 8 weeks prior. Asked about the selling policies because they were getting too big for the tank, and I felt really bad for them. After some time talking to the staff, the manager eventually let me adopt them because they trusted I could give them a loving home and the attention that they just won't get in the store. They are the most spoiled rats ever, I swear. Since then, I've been in a lot, buying stuff and talking to the staff and getting to know them well. Due to the distancing restrictions, the animal area is barricaded off so customers can't get in there. One of the managers came up to me asking if I'd be able to have a look at a couple of the girls they have had as well since before the lockdown, because one of them seems aggressive, they don't know how to handle her or what to do. I take a look and quickly deduct that she is almost completely blind. I offer to come in and handle her whenever I can, and they agree that would be a good idea. I'd like to add that store policy restricts employees from handling animals outside of selling and feeding, which they hate as much as I do. After handling her and her sister for a while, I stood near the checkout chatting to the staff member on duty. We'll call him Jay. For a while, in this time, maybe 5 minutes, there was a woman, we'll call her Karen, with a young boy, maybe 6, who started scoffing at us. I was wearing black jeans and a Rick and Morty print tee. Don't judge me, it was cheap. And the staff uniform is black cargo pants and a bright colored polo. Usually green or blue for all staff members. Jay and I share a glance that says, "Here we go." Jay, in the best customer service voice I've heard, "Hi, how can I help you today?"
My son wants a rabbit, he can't go and see them. Move the barricade so he can pick one.
"I'm sorry, but I'll have to ask you to wait for my colleague to come back from her break so she can help you." Karen scoffs.
You can help us, can't you?
I say, "Oh, I'm sorry,
Don't talk back to me. I saw you in there alone so you can help us."
Jay says, "Ma'am, she doesn't work here."
Then why can she go in and I can't?
Jay says she's a trusted customer who knows how to handle our rats. She was simply looking in on them as one of them seemed to be blind. She confirmed that for us.
This is disgusting. Why are you allowing one customer in but not me? My poor baby just wants a rabbit to play with. Is that too hard for you to understand?
As I said, my colleague will be back soon to help you. Feel free to look from the barrier. Karen, looking at me,
You obviously work here, why else would you be talking to the staff? Now move the barrier so my son can look at the bunnies.
I say seriously, I don't work here, I was just checking the rats.
Then fine, check the rabbits so my son can pick one.
I can't do that, it's not my job and I know nothing about them.
I want to see you fired, refusing to help a customer. This is unacceptable.
About now is when the other employee, we'll call her Tara, comes out. She was wearing a different color to Jay. Tara says, "Is everything okay here, Jay?"
Are you the manager? I want this girl fired. She refused to help me.
Tara says, "She doesn't work here, miss. Is there something I could help you with?"
My son wants to buy a rabbit, but this girl refused to help. What kind of store is this anyway?
I gesture bye to Tara and Jay while she is on her rant and start heading to the door.
Where do you think you're going? I want to see you fired. Your attitude towards me was very rude.
Tara looks at me and we both sigh. Tara says, "OP, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to let you go. We don't tolerate rude behavior towards customers." Me, realizing this is the only way it'll be sorted. "What? No, I love working here." Tara says, "I'm sorry, but this was unacceptable. You have been a good employee until now. Thank you for working with us." I pretend to look sad and walk out. A couple of days later, I went back in and Jay was on the tills again. I asked him what happened after I left, and he told me that she was unimpressed with how we treated her, so she will find somewhere else to get her son a rabbit. The store holds the right to decide if someone can purchase an animal, and I doubt they would have let her anyway. Alright everybody, one simple question. Pet rats, yay or nay? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm a 15-year-old student, lady, I don't work here. Okay, bit of a backstory. I'm a 15-year-old student and a soccer player who was in the school team. This happened to me a year ago. I'm an Indian who played for the school team. There was inter-school soccer tournaments which was going on, so we needed to go to the other school to play the tournament. We played the match and we won. People in the story: PL, Psycho Lady, MC, my coach, and the SM supermarket manager. Now this is where it gets interesting. While we were coming back from the tournament, we decided to get some cool drinks as we were all tired, so my bus driver stopped at a supermarket. Me and my other friend decided to go in to get the drinks for everyone, so while we were grabbing our drinks, here enters the Psycho Lady.
Hey you kids, stop wasting your time and grab me 3 kilograms of sugar.
Ma'am, sorry, I don't work here. You can ask the employee who works here.
Stop being lazy, you idiot. You were given money to work here, not to chit-chat with friends.
Referring to my friend next to me, who is, by the way, captain of my team. Ma'am, as I said, I don't work here, as I said already. Note, the manager of the store is standing behind the lady and hearing the whole conversation. Psycho Lady grabs my hand. I manage to pull my arm off her. I then check the employee's shirt and my jersey and realize she has mistaken me as the employee, even though I am wearing soccer shorts and dirty shoes. Psycho Lady tries to slap me, but my coach stops her. My friend texted my other friend in the bus what happened, so my coach came in. My coach says, "What do you think you're doing? Why are you trying to slap my student?" Psycho Lady's face turns as white as ice and realizes what she has done. Then she starts another drama, screaming that my coach is trying to physically assault her and shouts for the security. Here enters the store manager with the police.
Thank God, store manager, you arrived at the right time. These 2 teenagers and this assaulter are trying to sexually harass me.
Store manager says, "Yeah, I know. Officers, please arrest the Psycho Lady." The look on the face of the Psycho Lady was more precious than anything I have seen in my entire life. She was arrested for assault and false accusation, calling my coach an assaulter, and was banned from the store permanently. We all got free drinks and store manager laughed about how we handled the situation. So she realizes she made a mistake. She did get physical, but I imagine it could have been redeemable by that point, but instead, she doubles down and tries to call them an assaulter and claim that they were assaulting her, which completely lost any credibility. There's no going back from that, and she ends up getting arrested. No, you don't work here, lady. I've never been mistaken for an employee at a place I don't work at, but I did have to tell a Karen that she doesn't work at my store. I work at 7-Eleven, and I've been there for about 6 years now. I used to work night shift. Boy, do I have some stories from those days. But one that really stands out for this subreddit is the time I had to tell a lady she doesn't work at my store. It was late one night, or perhaps early in the morning, and my cover had gone home for the night. So I was running the store by myself. I had an older woman come in with a younger woman, late 40s and early 20s, so I'm assuming mother and daughter. Mom just so happens to have that Karen vibe to her. She walks up to my counter while I'm taking care of some tasks.
Can I use your bathroom?
Now, we don't have a public bathroom at my store. We have a staff bathroom, but it's behind a locked door that needs a code to get in. Naturally, we are not supposed to let customers use it. I say, "Sorry, we don't have a bathroom."
Well, where do you guys go to the bathroom then?
We have a staff bathroom, but it's for staff only.
Well, I'm staff, so you have to let me use your bathroom.
I don't think you work here.
Yes, I do. I worked for 7-Eleven 20 years ago, so you have to let me use your bathroom.
Again, it's a bathroom for staff only. We'll make an exception for employees that left recently, but even if this lady is telling the truth, she left the company before I was even born. I'm sorry, I can't let you use our bathroom.
Well, I want to speak to your manager.
It's about 3 in the morning right now, so our manager is asleep. I'm kind of losing my mind here, because this is my first interaction with a Karen in the wild. I'm still relatively new to the company too, so I can't think of any other option right now. Okay, I'll give her a call. I call my manager and she's not very pleased. I explain the situation and she tells me the best thing to do is ask her to leave. I head back out from the back, making sure to close the door behind me. No promised land for her. When I get back to the counter, she has that impatient Karen trademark look about her. I called my manager and she says you can't use our bathroom.
Yeah, right.
Passive-aggressive eye roll. My manager also said you have to leave.
Whatever, if I pee myself, it's all your fault.
Thankfully, she didn't raise a huge stink about it, but wow. I can't think of another time I've had to tell a customer that they don't work at my store. Usually if they do, they know the code already and can just walk into the back to talk to the boss. So that's my horror story from the days of endless night shift. I hope you enjoyed reading it a lot more than I enjoyed living it. If there's one thing I pity, it's convenience store employees that have to serve the night shift and deal with the people who walk in at those hours. COVID makes the crazies even crazier. Last night I stopped at the store for a few things, wore a mask and all that fun stuff. At one point the mask kept sagging weird, so I took a second to readjust it. Enter Karen, who apparently only saw the 0.3 seconds I wasn't wearing a mask.
Why don't you have a mask on?
Such a snippy tone, but whatever I guess. By this point I've already put it back on, so I just look at her like, it's right here, and go back to my shopping.
All employees must wear a mask at all times. You're putting everyone at risk.
Keep in mind, she's not even wearing a mask, but again, whatever. I don't work here. It's encouraged for customers, but not required.
Well, I can't wear a mask because of my asthma, so you still have to.
She mumbled something about
kids these days,
but I had blocked her out as best as I could.
Well, you could at least move so I can safely reach the stuffing.
I didn't notice until then, but she had been closer than 6 feet from me the whole time. I'm all about staying civil and keeping everyone safe, but this lady was too much. Nope, the longer you bug me, the longer I'm going to be browsing here. You know the old lady grasping her pearls gasp? She made that noise so loud that I couldn't help but chuckle.
I need to see your manager.
I had already told her I didn't work here, and I thought she heard me, but apparently not. I tried again, but she kept cutting me off saying, "Manager," over and over like a broken record. This is where I got petty. I could have left, could have kept explaining that I didn't work here, could have gotten an actual store employee, but instead I just took off my mask. She ran, like way faster than I expected an older lady to run, let alone an older lady with bad enough asthma to justify not wearing a mask. Maybe she thought I was going to cough on her. Makes me think she messed with people before and maybe someone else reacted that way. I didn't see her after that, thankfully. The evil part of me wanted to touch every single stuffing box. Too far, could affect others, but hilarious idea. I can't even imagine what she would have done. It was just so weird to me she would make such a big fuss, not follow any guidelines herself, then just run away never to be seen again. Some say she's still running to this day. On the plus side, when that lady finally makes it all the way around the world once and gets back to the stuffing, OP probably won't be there. The time I was proven wrong. About a year ago, I was helping my friend build a computer, so we went to the local computer parts store to buy some components. In the power supply section, we found a few different models that we hadn't considered that had an in-store only sale, so I suggested we walk over to the Fruit-branded laptop stand to read some reviews, because I knew they were connected to the store's internal Wi-Fi network. After a few minutes of reading reviews and comparing prices at other stores, an older man tried to get my attention. At this point, I should note that the employees at this store wear bright neon orange polo shirts, which I most certainly was not wearing. "Excuse me," he asked. "Do you work here?" "No, I don't, sorry. The workers are just like him," I replied, pointing to one of the workers, who was helping someone else at the time. But I wanted to point out their very bright uniform, which should be pretty obvious to anyone. "I know, but I've been helped by someone wearing normal clothes once," he said. At this point, he seemed pretty nice about it all, ignoring that technically if I was an employee, I would have been helping a customer, so this guy would still be barging in. So I asked him if I could take a shot at answering his question. He asked what the difference between the Touch Bar laptop and the non-Touch Bar version was besides price. After looking, I told him that it looks like it was the only difference, which disappointed him. Then someone behind us interrupted us. "Can I help any of you guys?" We turned around only to see that worker asking us was, in fact, wearing normal street clothes. The old mate excitedly yelled, "See? I told you they don't all wear uniforms," which I conceded. After that, I palmed him off to the actual worker, and my friend and I walked back to the PSU section, where we carried on with our day, a little confused as to what happened. Now, I don't know exactly what place this was. Maybe it was like a casual thing, or sometimes stores have different kinds of employees for different areas, so they might have like third-party Geek Squad type employees instead of actual store employees that would be wearing the bright orange polo. "No, I'm not gonna walk your cart to your car." I had just went to a new store in my neighborhood. It was just finished being built and they had stocked up and opened. I decided since I was low on food to head on over there. I was wearing jeans with a blue shirt. I didn't have the logo of the store on it, but Karen still decided that I needed to carry her cart all the way to a restaurant across the parking lot so I can put nearly 100 items into her cart and push it back while she does makeup in 92-degree weather inside her air-conditioned car. I told her no and that I sent work here, so shut up and leave me alone. She screams at the top of her lungs, "I'm gonna get your manager." I said, "Go ahead. He can't do shoot since I'm not an employee." Then she stomps herself to a different worker yelling, "Give me the manager so this cat gets fired." The worker is surprised that a wild Karen just did that, so he sees me, guesses that I'm the guy that Karen is talking about, and he comes up to me and says, "Come with me to the manager." Karen follows up behind us closely with a smug look. 1 minute later, there's me who just got a discount, and there's Karen who gets banned for 2 weeks. You know, these Karens really gotta take an extra second once in a while to verify the person they're talking to actually doesn't work there like they're saying. But if they did that, we wouldn't have all these stories, so maybe they should just keep on doing it. But with that being said, that's all the stories we have for today. So what I want to know is, which of these stories was your personal favorite of the day and why? Let me know which story and why in the comments section down below. And thank you all so very much for watching and listening to the Storytime channel today. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to turn notifications on so you'll never miss an upcoming video from the Storytime channel. Thank you all again so very much for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.